Westminster on that. Now it's 10 to 8. I called into Cockermouth on my way back from Workington yesterday and bumped into Martin, who pointed out the new dictionary definition he'd come up with for the word prefab. That, of course, being the Beatles when Pete Best was the drummer. And it's two supergroups we turn our attention now. Our very own homegrown one will be entertaining fans in Workington in the next month or so. They're a tribute band from West Cumbria, describing themselves as the county's unique insult to Black Sabbath. We're talking about Zonked Out on ACDO, and their vocalist is Des Rumney. Des, I have to be honest, I saw one of your flyers up in Workington yesterday and I thought, we've got to get these lads on. Where on earth do you get the name Zonked Out on ACDO from?
Well, just started up one day and it just stuck.
I did wonder whether, you know, this was perhaps doffing a cap to the detergent industry, which was once so dominant in Whitehaven, but I don't think it's out to do with that, is it?
No, not really. We were going to call it acid, Zonked Out on Acid at first, but Paul Sherwin wouldn't let us put acid in the paper.
So you put ACDO in.
So we put ACDO.
Okay then. Now, I mean, there's a whole sort of I don't know, a study to be done, isn't there, of the Tribute Act names. I mean, I know there is a Slack Babbath doing the rounds somewhere.
Yeah, from Burnley, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also things like the Red Hot Silly Feckers and people like this.
Oh, there's loads of them, isn't there?
Yeah, but I mean, tell us a bit more about Zonked Out on ACDO. Am I right in describing it as a tribute act?
Well, it's just a one-off show what we've been doing for the past 20 years. We started off in '88 and started off in the Monroe's Bar. And
famous Workington venue, of course.
It is. And Buzz Elliott at the time, the original guitarist, well, I just said to him, next year, I want to hang myself.
What?
Well, hang myself on stage. So
right.
We couldn't actually do it in the Monroe's Bar, so we asked Paul Sherwin if he could move it into the theatre. So I hung myself.
This being the Carnegie Theatre, where you're appearing next month, I believe.
It is, on 22nd of March, yeah.
Obviously, you've been there, you've been at it for 20 years, you've presumably played the Carnegie a number of times. Do you get much of an audience? The
past 4 or 5 times it's been sold out.
Right, okay. So, and what is it that draws people to this then? Is it, you know, the sheer musical talent? And
no, I wouldn't say it's my musical talent, maybe the other band members, but it isn't mine. I think it's because they wouldn't know what to expect when they do come.
How did you get to singing Black Sabbath songs, Des?
I grew up listening to Black Sabbath since about 8 years old, and I just love Black Sabbath, so I just decided to put a group up doing the Black Sabbath covers.
Any truth in the rumour that you've been approached by the organisers of the Brits to host next year's show?
I doubt it.
Because by all accounts, Ozzy and Sharon are brilliant. That's the word I was looking for, yeah. I've also got to ask you, of course, do you eat bats?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's nice to know that no animals will be harmed in the whole thing.
No.
You say you know, it's a one-off which has lasted 20 years. Do you never think about taking it on the road? Because I mean, I'm thinking, you know, if you go to something like the real metal heartlands like the Midlands, you know, you'd get a great.
Only thing what stopped us from taking it away, we've been offered to do a gig in London a couple of years ago, but there's maybe about 15 people involved in it backstage and with all the props. It was going to cost so much money to take it to London.
So this is quite a production then, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it takes about 6 months. Well, I'm usually working on it about 6 months of the year.
So how much does it cost to stage a thing like this then?
Well, just say this, we can sell it out and still not make any money.
Ah, right, fair dues, yeah. So, and tickets £6.50 for the Carnegie gig in March.
Yeah, that just basically covers the cost. Because we build stuff like Iron Man. We've got like a 10-foot death walking about. So we build them from scratch.
So this is a bit like, what was the name? Was it Iron Maiden's fella called Eddie? That's it, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's something similar to that. A mixture between Alice Cooper, Iron Maiden, with Alice Cooper's Gore and that.
So it's theatre, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely a theatre show. A couple of years ago, we got told that we had to take out a private insurance just so we didn't traumatise the audience.
Right. What is that, because of the sheer level of gore?
Well, I blew myself up Like I say, I've hung myself a couple of times, and if anybody doesn't play good on a night, they get scupped into the pit.
Right, so what's you chucking folk off stage then?
Oh yes, that happens a few times.
Fantastic. So like, you've blown yourself up, you've hanged yourself on stage, you're throwing people. It does sound like you are the original wild man of West Cumbrian rock here, Des.
I wouldn't say about that, like, but we wanted to electrocute the audience last year, but Paul Sherwood wouldn't let us do that.
Right, so...
Like, we wanted to put an electric wire along the push. three rows of the seats.
He wouldn't let you do that?
No,
oh.
he said somebody might spill the pint on to the next bloke and start a fight.
Talk about nanny state, eh?
Oh, it was, aye.
Political correctness gone daft, isn't it?
It is, aye.
Just because they wouldn't let you electrocute the audience. I mean, I think we should also apologise at this stage for anybody who is listening to this now is traumatised by the interview. Certainly, it's leaving me in a state of some shock. So just remind us again then, Des, 22nd of March, is it?
It's 22nd of March, yeah.
At the Carnegie Theatre in Workington. Doors open at 8 o'clock, tickets £6.50. Go and watch this fella blow himself up, hang himself on stage, throw somebody off and quite possibly electrocute you.
Yeah, that's about top and bottom of it, yeah.
Des Rumley, lead singer of Zonked Out on ACDO. Thanks for joining us this morning. Do you know, I knew when I saw that poster yesterday. I wouldn't believe the results.
BBC Radio Cumbria.
For the latest traffic and travel news.
BBC Radio Cumbria.
Oh dear, it's 4 minutes to 8. Richard Corrie, reinstate some sanity, will you?
Well, we'll try. We're getting back to normal on the M6 now. We're all